Hey everybody, LenTenSci here. You ever wonder why the moon is the shape it is, or the different phases? Well, we're gonna do something that you can do yourself. All you need is the moon and a clear day and you have the sun, and get yourself a ball, a sphere, something round. It turns out that the phases of the moon depend on the sun and the shadow. More on that in a little bit. Okay, you can see the moon right here. Take your sphere, line it up with the moon, and as long as you're in the sunlight, you're going to see something really cool. Okay, then you see the moon, you bring the ball up right next to the moon, and you can see that they're the same shape. As the moon moves compared to the sun, it changes shape. The same shape. Hey everyone, I'm trying to work with some static electricity. Now, I have a PVC pipe and a little sock that either I think I can charge this up with. And I have here a very small piece of tinsel, and notice that by induction it is getting close to it. Now this is it's a conductor, so if I let it catch the negative charge and put it on there, I can, okay, that charge goes on there, and if I get this charge on there and I take this off, I should be able to get it floating. Now I'm going to try that with one a little bit bigger and get this floating. It charges it up. And I just get this in the air, it can get a good charge on there. It can float. It also repels itself and floats along the side here. Ta-da! Hey, fun fact about the fall. The sun rises and sets almost exactly due east and west around this time. There's an equal number of hours of daylight and night during this time. That's why it's called the equinox. Equal hours of day and night. Did you know it's getting cooler right now in the fall, but not necessarily because the days are getting shorter. It's also because the sun is getting lower in the sky, the earth is receiving a little less energy, and so it's not heating up the earth as much. And that's the main reason why it's getting cooler about now, not just because the days are getting shorter. Hi, LenTenSci here. You ever wonder about those colors? Did you realize that they're here all the time? It's just when it comes here in the fall, the chlorophyll starts to die out, leaving those colors behind you. You know those beautiful fall colors, the reds, the yellows, the oranges? Well, did you know they're not really just there in the fall? They're there all year round. But in the fall, the tree starts to produce less chlorophyll. It starts to die off, and it exposes the colors underneath that's been there all along.
The leaves are falling down, oh can't you see? Golden shades of red, it's like a dream to me. Swear the weather's here, the air is crisp and cool. Walking through the park, feeling autumn's rule. Pumpkin spice in the air, cozy nights to share. Cider in my cup.
If you like my video, click here to subscribe.
Sometimes
sometimes Jack needs help with homework, this is what I try to do. So Jack's problem had to do with a circuit. It had resistance, a capacitor, and an inductor, and it was asking what the impedance was. And all I needed to do was add each of those and show the impedance for each one, and then Jack asked me what that circuit was for. Well, it turns out that they can be just like a physical circuit with a mass, a spring, and some friction and drag. And if it vibrates at the right frequency, like an alternating source or spring, it can resonate and get bigger. And in the electrical circuit, that's how they use to tune a radio. It hits the resonant frequency of a station, and then you hear the radio come over the loudspeaker. A little later on, Jack asked about supercooled water. He asked, why is it you had to tap it in order to have it freeze? Well, it turns out, in order for anything to crystallize, they have to come together. In order to bring molecules together, it takes a little bit of energy. It's called an activation energy. And once it gets over that energy, then it can continue to freeze. That provides extra energy for the next one, and so on. So a supercooled water will freeze all at once if you tap it. It's similar to, like any phase change, why when you begin to boil a pot of water, it only begins to boil at certain areas in the bottom of your pan. That's where scratches are, which is equivalent to a tiny extra bit of energy. Hi, LenTenSci here. I'm here to show you science, problem solving, and all kinds of geeky stuff that I like. Here, you're gonna find some fun facts about the world around us, some science, some explanations of how to and why, and I'll do some homework help and even some DIY projects and general fun things that I find interesting. In my former life, I was a biomedical engineer. Then I became a science educator. I taught chemistry, physics, astronomy, basically all the physical sciences. As I taught, what I realized was I enjoy science, and you guys can too. As I was teaching, what I learned was that science is fun, it's interesting, anyone can do it. Sometimes people make it a little more difficult than it has to be. I want to show you what that is. Everything you're going to need for science, geeky stuff, and problem solving, you'll find right here at LenTenSci. What I love about science the most is that it explains all the things around me. The whole world is wonderful, it's beautiful, and I can find out more about it just with some science. And you can too. Here you're going to find some fun facts explaining how things work, and even some homework help and some projects. Pretty much whatever pops into my head, that's what we're going to do right here. If you're looking for homework help or just fun facts, this is the place to be. Don't forget to subscribe.